Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back for another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episode, we're moving on to the third scenario in the Mutant Genesis expansion box, Master Mold, with none other than the thief extraordinaire himself, Gambit Remy LeBeau. Let's get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are down at the table now. We have Master Mold taking on Gambit, as we said in the intro. Let's go ahead and talk through his setup, talk about the scenario, and see what we can do here. So we're starting off Master Mold on level 2 because we're playing Expert as always with this series. If we're looking at his contents of his deck, it's the Master Mold Encounter set, as well as Sentinels and the Standard set. So we should have the Sentinels right here. This is the Sentinel set. We have the Standard set and My Obligation and Expert over here. And we also have Operation Zero Tolerance right here. So all of these are going to get shuffled together to create the encounter deck. For Master Mold setup, it's pretty simple. All you do is put the Magneto ally into play under the first player's control. I will say in solo specifically, Magneto is a pretty huge boon in the player's favor here. Because not everybody's getting a minion against him, and because he only has one activation for one minion in front of you, he's just very strong. He's a 5 health ally with 2 thwart, 3 attack, with the response it says after Magneto attacks and defeats a Sentinel minion, heal 1 damage from Magneto, very similar to kind of the Tigra ally from the core box. The first player controls Magneto and he does not count against your ally limit, but his trait does matter, so it can mess up a bit of your tribal stuff and whatever. It is not optional if you have Magneto or not, so we must have him. Master Mold has Stalwart. I'm not sure if he has it on level 1, but I'm pretty sure he has Stalwart in all 3 of his forms, and he starts off with a Tough. He has 14 health per player, so actually pretty low. I didn't really realize how low his health points were. And he has a Forced Interrupt on his scheme, specifically with the star icon. When Master Mold schemes against you, discard cards from the encounter deck until a Sentinel minion from the encounter deck is discarded, put that minion into play, engage with you, and then you do not give Master Mold a boost card for this activation. So Master Mold's whole gimmick is that he's putting a lot of Sentinel minions into play, either through his scheming or his encounter cards. Also on his main scheme card here, it starts off with 1 threat and pops at 6 per player. Each Sentinel minion gains guard, so you must defeat his army of Sentinels. He's kind of like their creator before you can even damage him. There's also a when revealed ability that each player discards it in the encounter deck until they discard a Sentinel minion and put it into play engaged with them. So we're going to be doing that real quick. Hopefully it's not the one with the when revealed here. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up the ruling on this after I shuffle up my player deck, but I kind of forget how these when revealed happen. I don't think they happen on the setup. Oh no, it's put it into play. Okay, so it's not being revealed. So we're fine. We just got the Sentinel Mark 5 with 5 health here. So you basically do want to take him out because, I mean, it'll be a bit annoying regardless. But we're shuffling up our player deck. And obviously, if we are, if we do not get it on this first attempt, which I think we have a decent chance of getting, this will obviously be a different minion. Or maybe we'll choose the same minion as the setup. I don't know. Probably will be different. Let's hope it doesn't matter anyway. So we start off with Magneto on our side. And then we've got the Sentinel on that side. And then we got our deck here. We are playing Gambit today, which I'll get into Gambit a little bit. His whole gimmick is that he has ways to like thwart with his action and alter ego by exhausting like the encounter deck. It's also pretty powerful because you can tell what your boost effect will be if you don't need your activation. So you can see how much damage you're getting hit for. He puts charge counters on himself that he can spend to buff up the damage from his attack event. So it's also really, really good. And yeah, so we've got our deck shuffled up. Let's just give it another good shuffle here, and then we will get started here against Master Mold. Let's hope we don't miss any triggers. I think we had a really good game with Shadowcat last week, so let's go ahead and see how it goes. Okay, so I think our health is looking good. Let's go ahead and draw up here. I'm going to try to keep my hand on the table as best I can. I usually have a problem doing that for some reason, but we got Tiger here, which I think I might just keep. Molecular acceleration, chase them down, magic, deft focus, and the aggressive energy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got really good cards in our hand right here. I do like Tigra a lot. Tigra might just break a tough here though. Or maybe I use my Thief Extraordinaire here to just thwart a little bit and see what my boost effect's gonna be. Let's see. Okay, I like the def focus for sure. Maybe we'll spend that with chase them down. Maybe we spend these 3 for Tigra and then keep magic in hand because it might be really good for us next turn to just remove another minion from the board. I think we'll do that. Let's use our action here. We'll look at the top 2 cards of the deck and discard one of them. We'll discard Relentless Robots here and we'll leave Shields up on top, which is just going to give Mastervolt a tough here, which is pretty annoying actually. And we'll remove Threat from here. But we do know he's just hitting us for 3 damage, which I think we're okay with. Then what we're gonna do is spend 1 resource here to get down Def Focus, so we can reduce all the power of our superpower cards. Let's flip up. Let's use our action here to get a charge counter once per round. So we have 1 charge counter on our identity. And we're going to spend these 3 resources here. As a hero interrupt, when I spend this card, we get another charge counter, so we'll go up to 2 to play down Tigra. So both of these guys are just going to take care of the Sentinel Mark V in front of us. They're both going to take a Consequential, but since Consequential happens last, from what I understand, they're both actually going to take damage here because the response window happens before the Consequential gets dealt. I'm pretty sure I'm playing that correctly, but yeah, they'll be both left at 1 health. We'll leave magic in our hand, and we'll just ready up here. We know he's going to get a tough here, so that should be pretty good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I am glad I kept magic in hand because, man, this would have been a tough hand to play. Piercing Strike's also really good here. That's one of the tech cards I'd say I'd put it in here because he gets toughs. So he's going to attack us with a base of 3. We'll just take this boost, give the villain a tough status. He already has one, but we'll take this down to 6 health. 1 encounter card here. Targeted for elimination. Attach your identity if a copy of targeted for elimination is not attached to you, otherwise it surges. If you're engaged with a Sentinel minion, you can't change from hero to alter ego form, then this is going to get attached to us. Okay. I don't mind that. We will do... Oh, sorry, we forgot to put a threat on here once per phase. Alright, so now we can attack him. I think we just play magic for the tempo here, which I think is fine. Yeah, we'll just play down our whole hand. So let's spend these 3 cards here, and as an interrupt, we will get a charge counter. We'll play down magic. We're not going to use a response because there's really no reason to at this point. Yeah, there's just no reason to do it. And then we'll get a counter. I think we already put the counter on. I'll use my action once per phase to put another counter on. Got a piercing strike here, so I think we just want to play it. I don't know if we want to spend our charge counters on this though, so let's just do a piercing strike. We'll deal 3 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing, so we will pierce this tough and deal 3 damage to Master Mold, bring him down to 11. Then we will deal 2 damage with Tigra. She will take a Consequential. We'll deal 3 damage with Magneto. 1, 2, 3. Bring him down to 6. He'll take a Consequential. We'll do 2 damage with Magic. 1, 2. Bring him down to 4. And I think that's going to be it. Let's actually get rid of targeted for elimination here, mostly because it surges. So what I will do is I'm actually going to do the action to exhaust my identity and just get rid of it. Even though it's supposed to be like aggression is usually pretty fast, I think it's worth just getting rid of it for now because we don't really want it on our identity. Cool. Now we'll just ready up here. We'll probably have Tiger just block for us. 5. We got a Relentless Assault. We've got Rogue. I'm so glad I didn't spend my counters because that's a free ally. Gives us blocks for a couple turns. So this is looking pretty solid. It's going to go up to 2 here. So Master Mold is going to swing on us. I think we'll have Tigra jump in the way of this. So it's a base of 3, 4 damage. Tigra is defeated. And then we've got an encounter card here. Sentinel Mark 5. Sorry, Sentinel Mark 6 with Quick Strike. So I want to defend this. 2 damage. I think... Let me look at my hand real quick. Power of Aggression is going to get us Martial Prowess. This will play Relentless Assault. Then we play Rogue for free. Yeah, let's defend it. So I don't want to take any damage from this guy, so we'll just defend his Quick Strike. And that's back to us. Okay, so... I think we want Magneto to get healing, but the overkill would be pretty nice. Now I think we'll just stall until we have like a fresh hand of cards. Let's spend this Power of Aggression here to go ahead and play down Martial Prowess. Even though I wanted to keep it to like the expansions only, I thought Martial Prowess was a great fit in this deck, so I decided to just slide that in from Hulk. We'll play Rogue from our hand for free. Reduce the cost to play Rogue by 1 for each charge counter on our identity. We have 4, so she's free. She comes with tough. We will actually take the tempo hit here because I don't have a ton of survivability. Let's use our action once per phase to give ourselves a charge counter. And now we have an attack with this Relentless Assault. I don't think we're going to do any overkill or anything like that. I think we will just deal 5 damage. So let's spend a Martial Prowess and Natural Agility for a Relentless Assault. We're going to deal 5 to a minion, so we'll deal 5 to this guy. And then we'll just have Magneto knock him out. He's going to take, what is it? He heals 1 damage, right? Because the response is going to be when he defeats a Sentinel minion, but then he's going to take a consequential, so he'll just stay at 2 health. Then we'll have Magic go ahead and swing for 2. Does he have any when revealed on his 3rd phase? I might just flip him. Ooh, he has a lot of stats, though. That's the big problem. Because Magic's going to take a consequential here. Because I might just block with Magic and ignore the tempo loss from Rogue. No, I think that's fine. I think we will... Do we thwart? No, I think we're fine. I think we'll just leave it like this. I'll take the tempo hit. Okay. We will ready up and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we've got Uppercut. Charged card is pretty good here, especially because it gains Piercing. We might have enough to sort of get him close to flipping. So go up to 3. Master Roll's going to swing onto us. Let's block with Rogue here. It's 3, 4, 5. Breaks his tough status. 1 encounter card. Under fire. Okay, so we have to just resolve 2 more. Guild Business. Obligation. Exhaust Remy LeBeau and spend a lightning resource. Remove this from the game. Sentinel Mark 3 with toughness. Search the 1 revealed search the encounter deck and discard pile for energy barrier and attach it to this minion. Okay. There's none in the discard, so we have to search the deck here. Okay, this is Oh, I was gonna be like, this is pretty tough to get him. Oh no, he has tough, so it is still pretty annoying to defeat this guy. Alright, well, it looks like we do have to make a trip alter ego here, which is rough, but I think we'll be okay. So anytime after this attached minion attacks, he gains a tough status card. So we've got a couple cards in our hand. What do we want to do? I think are we just playing attack events here? We have to exhaust. Let's get a counter once per phase. We need this to get rid of guild business, and we have to exhaust for it too, which is kind of tough. We'll do... Yeah, we don't have enough resources. I mean, if we want to get rid of this, we could play 2 attack events, but we don't have enough to... I need to spend 2 counters to give this piercing. I'd have Magneto thwart the main, I guess. And then maybe we keep Nick Fury in hand for a big turn. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it. Actually, no, that's fine. We will just do... No, it really doesn't work out. I'd rather, I guess, just keep Magic up for damage because I'm not playing an ally, so... yeah, we will spend 2 resources here, so let's just spend these 2. For a charged card, we'll deal 4 damage to an enemy, and I'm going to remove 2 of this, so it's going to go up to 6 damage. It's going to gain piercing, so we will just pierce this tough and knock out the Sentinel here. So he's gone. We are going to get another Sentinel minion engaged, which is kind of annoying, but I think we'll be alright. Let's just have Magneto thwart for 2 off of that. We have these 4 cards in hand, but there's not a ton I really want to do with them. I think we have to flip down. We have to exhaust and spend a lightning resource, so we will do that. Let's spend the Creole Charmer. That's going to exhaust our identity. And we remove it from the game, so we'll set that aside. And we'll keep these cards in our hand. I honestly think I don't mind Uppercut here because we are going to get a minion. So I'll just discard Wolverine because I don't really think I care for that ally too much. Okay, so now we got Rogue back in business. We still have Magic up, so hopefully we have some damage we can spread out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gambit Staff. Okay, 6 cards in hand. Cool. All right. It's going to go up to 2. So Master Mold's going to scheme against us. So it says when he schemes, we discard cards at the top of the encounter deck until a Sentinel minion is discarded and put it into play with us. So put into play, not when revealed. Then he's going to scheme with no boost card. So he's going to scheme for 2. It's going to go up to 4. And this guy will scheme for 1 up to 5. I totally forgot they could pop that because they come in and scheme. But we did survive it. And counter card here, targeted for elimination. If this card, while you're engaged with a Sentinel minion, I can't change from hero to alter ego. We have to exhaust my identity to discard this card. Okay. That's back to us here. So, what do we want to do? We want... we need to keep the main in check. I probably want to heal because I don't think I'm going to flip down again. We'll spend 4 resources for Nick Fury, maybe. Yeah, let's start. Let's have Magic swing for 2. Deal 2 damage to this guy. She's defeated. Magneto will swing for 3. He's going to heal the damage, but then he takes a consequential. That'll knock this guy out. Then what we will do is we'll spend 4 resources here. Let's go ahead and play Nick Fury. He's going to draw us 3 cards when he comes in. 2, 3. Guild Armor. Chase them down. I actually like the Guild Armor here. It's pretty unlikely that we're going to take no damage in ready, but it could happen. I think we just pushed damage here. So what we're going to do is, yeah, we'll use my basic activation to attack. I think we're okay. Let's flip up here. Let's use our ability to get a counter. We'll go up to 5. Then what I want to do is... I mean, do I even play the guild? Is it even worth playing? I guess so. Let's spend 1 resource to get down the Guild Armor. Why not? If we take no damage, we can just ready Gambit from an attack after defending. Then what we'll do is we have Charge Card and Colossus in hand. We want to just kind of knock him to the next phase. So let's have Nick swing for 2 here. I'll take a consequential. I mean, I'm not even going to put it on it. Let's say Rogue did it because she's going to stay around. That's going to knock Master Mold into a stage 3. He comes in with Stalwart and Toughness, and he essentially has the same Force Interrupt. He has no when revealed or anything, but he does have 16 health, which is pretty low, all things considered, for a stage 3. I think it's because there's so many minions in the scenario. So he comes in with 16 health. We need Nick Fury to thwart for 2 here, but we will do a charged card. Let's go ahead and spend our... doesn't really matter. Let's spend Death Focus and 1 for charged. Oh, we can keep Colossus in hand, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Death Focus and Martial Prowess for charged card. We're going to do 3 counters, or do we do 2? If we get, what's that one called that does like 9? Royal Flush. Do I have any copies? That would be a reason not to spend 3. Yeah, we have another one. So if we draw into it, it's actually pretty good for us here. So let's spend 2 counters, right? Oh, no, we can spend 3 because we're at 5. 1, 2, 3, because we'll go back up to 3 anyways. So it's going to deal 4 damage, and then if Gambit's throw the card ability removed 1 counter against range. So I did remove 1. If I remove 2 against piercing, I remove 2, and if I remove 3 total, it also gains overkill. So this is 2 for 4 damage, but buffed by 3, so 2 for 7 with piercing. We will go ahead and pierce that tough status, bring him from 16 down to 9, which is super good for us. Do I get rid of the targeted for elimination? Man, I don't want to be short like a couple of damage points, but I think we should, just in case we get any surge or something stupid here. Let's go ahead and thwart for 2. Just drop this down to 3. He'll take a consequential, he's going to block for us anyways. And then let's exhaust. Let's just get rid of targeted for elimination. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, no. All right, let's ready up. Okay, let's draw out 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I should have good stuff. Ooh, Professor X. If I had enough, I don't think I have enough economy, but Uppercut and Colossus or Professor X should work out really well here. This is going to go up to 4. Master Mold is going to attack us here. We will defend with Nick Fury. So that's he has 1 damage on him. So that's base of 4, just 4 damage here. Nick Fury's defeated. Encounter card. Stun Beam. Attach to a Sentinel minion without a Stun Beam attached. Otherwise it surges. So we're surging here. Attach to a Sentinel minion without energy barrier. Otherwise it surges into Insert Virus Program. Hinder 2 per player. Victory 1. Deal 2 damage to each Sentinel enemy. And it comes in with 4 threat. So this was a pretty, honestly, very easy game, I would say. Because, yeah, I don't think I made any major misplays, but this is essentially the end here. So let's just get to, I guess, the victory. Oh, wait, can I not play Colossus? Oh, no, I don't even have the economy. I think I still have it anyways, though. I didn't even realize. No, yeah, I don't have a double because he costs 3, he costs 3. I don't have any cost reduction. So, yeah, let's just give ourselves a counter then. Yeah, well, that's crazy. So I guess what I would normally do this turn then would be spend these 3 resources to get down a helicarrier just to give us some economy. And then I would exhaust the helicarrier to reduce this to 2 cost. Oh wait, this is not Death Focus. I can't do that. Never mind. Sorry, it's not a superpower. Can't do that anyway. So I wouldn't even be able to set up. This would have been actually... I was like gloating about this hand. This hand is actually pretty suspect in my opinion. Yeah, let's do an uppercut here for a power of aggression and a martial prowess. So it's deal 5 damage to an enemy. Let's spend 3 counters, so changing it from 5 damage to 8 damage. So that's gonna do 9 down to 1 here. And then let's have Magneto. Why not? We had him the whole scenario. After you attack and defeat the Sentinel minion, he won't even heal, but Magneto will swing for 3. Go ahead and knock out Master Mold, and that's gonna be that. Pretty simple, pretty chill, all things considered. So yeah, that was Master Mode on Expert Mode. That was fun, and let's go ahead and check out the deck list. See you there. Okay, so here we are with the deck list. Now, Gambit is a character I'm pretty fond of, and even though that's not even technically what the channel is named after, I like the character all the same. More channel name lore. Gambit is just like a card game term for like, my server, I have like things like Up the Ante and whatnot on Discord. Join below if you're not joined already. But it's just like a card game term for like doing like a strategy or like an advanced maneuver. I'm not really sure the 100% definition, but Gambit is also the name of an X-Men character, so it works out pretty well for like a Marvel Champions themed channel. But enough about me. Let's talk about the deck and let's talk about Gambit. Gambit is a ton of fun, and I hear this opinion echoed a lot where Gambit feels like the true neutral of this game. He feels like the most average hero in the game, and I think that that's a good thing because I think his power level is very just fine. I feel like if you are worse than Gambit, you're probably in the bottom half of heroes in the game, and if you're better than he is, you're probably in the top half of heroes. There's a couple of reasons. Gambit has really cool cards. I really love this Rogue Ally. I think it's so awesome that it goes with his charge counter mechanics in a way that's really simple. If he has, for every charge counter on him, she has a reduced cost to play her by 1. So for most times, you don't want to spend your charge counters early because when you draw Rogue, it's just a 4-drop ally you can drop on the board with toughness, 2/2 stats, and 3 health. It's so good. You don't want to chump with her. You want to get every single use out of her besides her last activation. Maybe you can chump. He also has pretty good attack events. I'm a big fan of charge cards specifically because it is a 2-for-4 damage, but if you buff it with his ability, you can choose as much of this as he wants. So you can give it range to get around retaliate, you can give it piercing to get through toughs, which is the big one, and you can even get it overkill, which makes him really efficient at like killing minions and keeping up tempo on the board. He also has really interesting hooks when you're playing protection. You've got Gambit's Guild Armor and Gambit's Staff. After Gambit defends against an attack and takes no damage, it exhausts this and ready him. It's like an Indomitable that you just get forever. It's like a desperate defense. You do have to take no damage, but it's still really, really good. We also have Gambit's Staff. When an enemy attacks, exhaust Gambit's Staff, deal 1 damage to that enemy. It could be really good for like change of fortune builds with him, because you can ping that damage before they actually end up attacking you for like a minion or something, or just some chip damage on the villain. He comes with an extra economy bump with 2 copies of molecular acceleration, his own resource. When you spend it, he gets a charge counter on his identity, which just speeds up his counters a little bit. He also has really interesting alter ego hooks with like the Creole Charmer and the Thieves Guild to get some confuses going, draw some card draw off his support. And then he has 2 copies of Natural Agility, which when you defend against an attack, he can place one charge counter on Gambit. So it speeds up his charge counters and lets him defend, which he has 3 defense anyways, which you might want to already be doing. And then he gets +1 defense for every counter on him, so he can sync up really well if you already have his guild armor down to just get up, get ready, and keep the tempo going. I think he's really cool, really fun, and I think people should try him. I think people do love him, especially in aggression, which actually before this episode is not an aspect I've played with him before. I think I've done leadership, I've done protection, I think I've even done justice. I've never done aggression, and man, was it fun. He has so many attack events in his kit, even cheating a little bit, putting the Hulk resource generator. It just lets him just play a ton of attack cards, especially in solo. You just kind of rush people down a bit. Let's talk about the deck list, though. So for our resource generators, to help him out a little bit, Def Focus. His 5 attack cards in his kit are all superpowers, so this is just a really cheap way of lowering that cost and keeping the attack events coming. Helicarrier I wanted to throw in here because just in case on Alter Ego, I had a good opening hand where I found the Helicarrier to get it down and just helps us play throughout the rest of the game. No Avengers Mansion because I thought this would be a faster tempo deck, so I didn't think we'd have any way to actually get that down. On the 3 basic doubles here, as always, there's really no reason not to play it for Gambit. He can use a bit of economy help even though he has 2 doubles, and I played him regardless. Let's get our ally lineup here. We're on Professor X, Colossus, and Nick Fury. For the X-Men, these guys are going to be absolute staples. This lets you confuse an enemy. He's stalwart, so obviously not that one, but ready an X-Men character. You could ready up Gambit to swing again, or maybe you defended, you wanted to ready up again. Colossus, you could ready Colossus up, and you could deal 3. Colossus can get 9 damage out of a 3-cost card over 3 turns, which is really good. It's usually what I use him for, or maybe a block on the last hit. Nick Fury needs no explanation or any reason why he's included. Just card draw, so much flexibility, etc. We're also on a ton of red allies in the deck. Of course, this is solo. You need to play a lot of allies to be consistent. So we have Hulk here. I would swing with him if I had the opportunity, but he's basically in here because I wanted to stay hero side most of the game, so kind of extra defense for us as long as Master Mold didn't flip like a 2 boost on his stage 1. He could defend 2 hits for us. Spider-Girl I thought was an interesting tech card. After you play her from your hand, stun and confuse a minion. There's a lot of minions in this scenario, so in the case that I got a really awkward hand, like maybe chase them down in some doubles with no way to murder like the minions on the board. I mean, Magneto also helps with us, so it'd have to be really tough for us not to be able to do it, but in the case that we couldn't, she was there to just slow him down for a turn. We've got Tigra here, very similar to Magneto, except it's not required to defeat a Sentinel minion. After she attacks and defeats a minion, you can heal 1 damage from her. Magic was in the Mutant Genesis box, and I think originally with the Shadowcat deck. This one's awesome. After you play Magic from your hand, you can spend a mental resource, choose a non-elite minion to engage with an X-Men hero. It's very specific, non-elite, and has to be engaged with an X-Men hero. Shuffle that minion into the encounter deck. If we look at Master Mold's deck here, every single Sentinel does not have the elite trait. So basically what it does is she could do a huge tempo swing on board, gets rid of a guard because the scenario, his main scheme, gives all the minions guard. You just slam her down, shuffle the minion back into the deck, and then just start attacking Master Mold to face. And Wolverine here, he's got piercing, he's got 3 attack, and he can stick around for a couple swings here, similar to Colossus, but he is a bit expensive, which is why, because we're playing a lot of high cost red cards, we got 2 copies of the Power of Aggression. We got the X-Men art as always. These are really good to help us pay for our piercing strikes, relentless assault, uppercut, all our allies and whatnot. The only thing it doesn't pay for is chase them down. And also 2 copies of aggressive energy. We didn't really get a combo with these cards very well, but the idea is you want to use Royal Flush with 1, maybe even 2 aggressive energies. When you spend this card to play an attack event, that event deals 1 additional damage. Actually, don't quote me on this. I'm not actually sure of the ruling on it, but if I'm understanding directly, I think every single hit of the Royal Flush is increased by 1 damage. So Royal Flush does place a charge counter on Gambit, deals 0 to an enemy, 0 to an enemy, 0 to an enemy. If you spend 3 charge counters, that'll be 3, 6, 9 damage. And then maybe if you spend an aggressive energy, that's 4, 8, 12. And if you spend 2, it's 15. I'm not actually sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it works like that. Moving on to our event, or actually our last one is the one I said we cheated on. We got our martial prowess resource generator for attack events. I just thought it made too much sense with this deck, so I'm like, all right, I'll dip into one hero pack for one card. We did get use out of this specifically. I don't know if it would have made a difference if it was in there or not. I think we did play 2 events on one turn that it really helped with. So yeah, it was definitely really, really good. 3 copies of Chase Them Down. There's so many minions in this scenario that this could be a really easy way to just get some thwart removed on the board after defeating a minion. Or enemy, technically. So I guess it could have been his stage 2. 2 copies of Piercing Strike. So we're on a 2-2-2 lineup of attack events. I like the flexibility this gave us rather than going 3 and 3. I guess I could have put 2 more copies or 3 more copies of each, but it would have taken us to 45 cards. Piercing Strike's really good. Master Mold comes in with tough. A couple of them come in with tough. And what's he called? He has boost effects that give him toughness. It's just really good. Even though charged card can give us piercing, we do have to spend 2 counters. This one we don't. We just spend 2 resources. We'll pierce the tough and 3 damage. Consistent way to get rid of a lot of the toughs in this scenario. 2 copies of Relentless Assault. Core box goat card. You deal 5 damage to a minion, and if you paid with the fist resource, it gains overkill. Really efficient for hitting minions specifically, and we always have to round it out with the classic core box uppercut here. 3 for 5, deal 5 damage to an enemy. We can buff it up with our counters, do it and make it basically on rate. 3 for 8, and yeah. That's essentially the deck list. That was a ton of fun getting to play through Master Mold. I may have spoiled what my thoughts on the villain specifically in solo are, but let's go ahead and check out where Master Mold stacks up for the rest of the game. See you guys there. Okay, so here we are at the tier list, guys, and let's talk Master Mold. Now, this one's a bit interesting, and you know, I always say that for every single villain on the tier list, but this one is for sure true. Master Mold is very interesting to rate. So he has something that's really annoying to a lot of decks and a lot of heroes in the game. He has built-in Stalwart on his card. On phase 1, 2, and 3, he has Stalwart, so no matter in Standard or Expert, he's actually pretty tough in terms of slowing down his activations. You really need like an activation that says cancel this rather than apply a status card in order to stop him. Think of like an Iceman, Frozen Solid, a Webbed Up from Spider-Man, etc. That being said, when you're looking at Master Mold on Standard, and sorry, not on Standard, when you're looking at Master Mold in solo, you get a extremely big boon for that scenario being the Magneto ally. Because this isn't multiplayer where multiple people are getting minions and Sentinel minions against them, essentially, when he starts the game with a Sentinel minion against you, you have a really strong ally that only you can use throughout the entire scenario, being Magneto. He's got that 2 thwart, 3 attack. Whenever he defeats a Sentinel minion, you heal 1 damage for him, so he can actually stay around. Also, you can put upgrades on him, so if you're playing leadership, you can actually Voltron him a little bit. He can be, even if you don't have him defeat the main, your hero's really good at that, he can just keep the main down by himself every turn by turning sideways every other turn and just removing 2 threat from the main and keeping that in check. It's an extremely, extremely big boon that only gets better if you even build around it, like with Get Readies in leadership, command teams, first aids to heal him and keep him healthy. Like, you could literally do a Voltron strategy against Master Mold himself in solo because of how strong that ally is, and it is part of his setup, so it is required to use. I guess you could play it and not ever use the Magneto ally and like play over him, but I feel like that he's in the scenario, he's intended to be used in the scenario. Master Mold also has really high stats. When you look at his hero card, I think he's a 2 thwart, 3 attack on stage 2, and then on stage 3 he's 3 thwart and 4 attack, which is absolutely crazy. I think to compensate that, his HP is actually pretty low for a, I guess, middle of the box villain. He has 14 HP per player on stage 2 and 16 HP per player on stage 3. I think the reason behind that is that he's designed around the fact that you will have to flip down to alter ego every once in a while, whether it's your like obligation or something or the other, where you get to go down exhaust and do something maybe to heal, that he actually gets minions against you, and he's supposed to be summoning his kind of like army of Sentinels to keep them in check. Obviously, I'm playing Gambit, he's pretty good at attack events, and I'm also playing in solo with that Magneto ally who can help me pick off these Sentinels, so I never really got that swarming feeling. Also, on a side note, I thought this was a really awesome thematic matchup. If you've seen X-Men 97, you know Master Mold, Gambit, Rogue, Magneto all in one scenario. So good, so thematic, and so clean. Yeah, Master Mold is really, really interesting. I think in Expert Solo specifically, here's some good things going for him. He does really punish you hard for flipping down, especially if he gets a Sentinel with a high scheme stat, because when you flip down, he puts 1 threat on the main. Then he schemes for 2, mills for a Sentinel minion, and if that Sentinel minion has like 3 scheme, I guess, or something, he can pop the main, which actually, now that I think about it, I don't think any of them do, but he can get really high up to like 5 threat on the main, which can get him rolling into his second main scheme, which he gets some more tempo going on his side. I'm not actually sure what the win reveal on the second main scheme is, but like with most things, I doubt it's good. You shuffle the encounter deck, discard pile into the encounter deck. Each player discards cards on the top of the encounter deck until they get a Sentinel minion and put them into play. So he just puts another minion against you. So if you flip down at a bad time, or you're forced to flip down and you don't have that threat in check, you can get a minion from him scheming, and he flips the main, get another minion. Now you're staring down Sentinel and 2, maybe even 3 minions if he gets one on the encounter card. That could be really, really tough. So he does have things going for him. You do need a way to keep yourself healthy or a good stream of allies in solo, because I don't think he has any sources of overkill. I didn't really check that closely. But as long as you have a decent enough economy to keep the allies flowing, or a good enough defense stat to defend for yourself and then do other things on the board, you should be able to manage him pretty well. The general idea with the scenario is I don't really think you want to flip Alter Ego. I got hit by targeted for elimination twice, and I did remove it, but I only removed it because I didn't want like that other Sentinel that surges or something when it's already attached to your identity, or whatever, or like it attacks you. I just didn't want to see that one specifically, which is the reason why I got rid of it every single time. Master Mold. Oh man, this one's really tough. I honestly think he's pretty easy in my opinion. I don't know if I'd even put him in the B tier. I think I'm feeling C tier for this villain, but I don't know if he's quite as easy as some of these. Like, I don't know where his break off point is. I think maybe he's like weaker than Mysterio. I think Mysterio and him share a lot of similarities, because Mysterio's hero card is also, villain card is also very low health and weak, but he's cheesable in a way that's different. I don't know. I feel like there's the thing about Sentinel and Master Mold and things like that, you need to have ways to deal with minions, which is tough to do. And Mysterio has a lot of schemes and whatnot. He also has minions. I think because of that, because he does need special consideration, let's say he's like maybe a bit weaker than the Hood. I think I could do it here. I think maybe he's a bit shorter than Mysterio. He's just not a very difficult villain in my opinion. And obviously I've never rearranged, I think I've rearranged a couple villains here at one point. I don't think D tier is ever going to have stuff in it, because I think it's really important to make the note that these 3 are the easiest scenarios in the game, and it's not even close. Where these ones up here are easy, but they can still be challenging in ways that are different and unique. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that Master Mode placement. Let me know what you guys think about Gambit, what you guys think of Master Mode, and the gameplay down in the comment section down below. Bit of a short one today. It was really fast. We're playing aggression against a villain with not a lot of health points. As long as we got a good encounter card look, which it seems like we did on our first attempt, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I liked this was a bit of a chill recording. It was a bit of a break after being kind of worried about Sabretooth and Sentinel going into the last 2 weeks episodes. So glad it's a bit of a break, and I think the break is very quickly going to be over because we're getting into Brotherhood and Magneto. So look forward to that. Like, subscribe, all that stuff if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Goodbye.